It is evening time on Saturday the 31st of May. I don't remember the last time I did my TBR video this late in a month. So let's get to it. Welcome or welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. Let's go. Yes, hello and welcome or welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. I am of course Mr. Francy and I'm truly honoured that you've once again chosen to join me today as I discuss what is going to be on my June TBR, to be read. First of all, hashtag TBRs. Let's save the TBRs. I miss seeing as many TBRs as there used to be many years ago when I first started out on booktube, so a massive shout out to all the booktubers who put out a TBR video for the month of June. I really appreciate it. It definitely is still my home shopping network. Next thing that I want to advise you all is that if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. If not, welcome back. If you are new to the channel, I don't read premises of the books that I'm reading in the upcoming month because I don't want to spoil myself. So anything that looks interesting to you, I might give you a bit of a background on a series if I've read some of it before, but it would be as spoiler free as I can keep it. If anything appeals to you, I highly recommend looking into Goodreads. You can get a premise over there. The next thing I want to say is that I have way too big a TBR, like I did for the month of May, and I don't promise to get through everything. I may, and if I do, that's fantastic, but I'm not going to force myself to get through all of the books that I plan to read. I believe I have 16? Yes, 16 books once again on my TBR. It is way too much, but they're all cozy mysteries. Again, if you are new, hello and welcome. I have placed a cozy mystery embargo on myself, and so therefore all I'm reading at the moment are cozy mysteries, and I'm having a really good time doing it. Alright, so we're going to jump right in. And my TBRs are split up into 3 different sections. I have my SAS list. For those of you who don't know, a SAS list SAS is an acronym for Serious About Series. The term was coined by Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books, where you go about writing a list of series that you want to start, continue on with, or finish by the end of the year. The list of SAS list books on my TBR for June are compulsory reads for me. I will definitely get through them. Then after that section is my A to Z Cozy Mystery Bingo board, where I have each letter of the English-speaking alphabet listed as a prompt on a bingo board card. In order to cross each of those prompts off, I need to read the first 2 books in that series, because each prompt, letter A, B, C, and so on, has a different Cozy Mystery series. That section I also plan to get through, and that would be 11 of the 16 books that are on my TBR. The final 5 books on my TBR are spares, and I'm not saying that I'm not looking forward to them, because I very much am looking forward to them. I made last minute changes to my TBR because I'm very excited about these books, but if I don't get to them, I'm not going to pressure myself to just keep reading for the sake of getting through a TBR, because I think that would just turn me off my reading. And at the moment, reading my favorite genre, cozy mysteries, I don't want to not only be turned off of reading, but I don't want to be turned off of reading cozies. So I'm just going to enjoy my reading as much as I possibly can, hoping to get to and through my spares. But if I don't, I'm not going to get too upset with myself. Alright, now that all the housekeeping is out the way, let's jump right on in, starting with the first book I plan to read in the month of June. Every book I show you in the order I'm showing them to you, that's going to be the reading order for me, in case you wanted to follow along, or buddy read anything, or anything at all like that. And of course, the party does not end here. I have the after party that goes on over on my Discord server, link to which is in the description and the first pinned comment below. We do reading sprints every single day. We would love to have your company. With that out the way, here we go. First book I plan to read, and first book in the SAS list section, is my only hardcover of the month. It is this book, Brood Awakening by Cleo Coyle. This is book number 18. I'm so happy I wrote it down because I wouldn't have known. Book number 18 in the Coffee House Cozy Mystery series. The basic setup for this one is that we follow Claire Cosi, who lives in New York, who runs a coffee shop. She is a master grinder, alongside her ex-husband, Mateo, and Mateo's mother, her former mother-in-law, Madame. and I just absolutely love this series so much. I can't believe I'm up to book 18. This will make Coffee House the longest cozy series I have ever read, because I think I've read 17 books in the Hayley Powell Cozy Mystery series. It's 17 or 16. This will take Coffee House into the lead for the most amount of books I've ever read in a Cozy Mystery series, which makes me really excited. It is on the grittier side of cozy, so do be warned about that. But yeah, very happy to get back into this world. Next up on the SAS list is book number 7 in the Country Store Cozy Mystery series by Maddie Day. I have been looking forward to picking up this one ever since I first saw the title before I even began the series. It is called Nacho Average Murder. I love the title. I love this series. So in this series we follow Robbie Jordan. I always forget her surname. We follow Robbie Jordan in South Lake in Indiana, who runs a part diner, part country store, part B&B now in the series. And even though she's like 27, the audio narrator makes her sound like she is 85, 90. And so I picked her as a grandmother, and that totally works for me. I love this series so much. It's extremely cozy. I found that all of the reveals have been a bit too gritty for my liking. That is in the final climax of each book, but everything that leads up to that final climax gritty reveal is actually extremely cozy, and that's why I love this series so much. So looking forward to continuing on with this series, and particularly Nacho Average Murder. And I just realized my books were not in reading order, so I'm glad we're doing this. So next up on my SAS list is the final book that I will be reading unless things change in the audiobook world. So do keep me prompted, but this is the last audiobook that is available for this series, which is really sad because I love it so much. I'm referring to book number 3 in the Deputy Donut Cozy Mystery series by Ginger Bolton, and that book is called Jealousy Filled Donuts with Little Deputy Donut on the cover. Meow, meow, meow. I love Deputy Donut. So in this series, we follow, what was the main character's name again? Emily Westhill, who runs a donut shop called Deputy Donut, and her cat is also named Deputy Donut, and her cat is just an absolute delight. I have loved reading this series. The first 2 books were just so much fun for me. I'm definitely looking forward to getting to book number 3. It's just sad that it doesn't appear that book 4 onwards are on audiobooks. So if you do find out that book 4 and even more than book 4 has come out on audiobook, please let me know and I will jump right back to the series. But for now, this will be the last book that I read in this series. And while I'm sad that it's the last one, I am still very much looking forward to getting into it. Next up in the SAS list section is book number 5 in the A Magical Cats Cozy Mystery series by Sophie Kelly, a series I absolutely adore. This one is called Final Cat Call. And so in this series we follow, oh gosh, what's her name? Kathleen Paulson, who has 2 adorable cats, Hercules and Owen. To think there, I've read a lot of books in the month of May, and I read this, each book in this series very early on in the month, so forgive me. Yeah, Hercules is that one, and Owen is that one. Hercules is a diva and a half. Owen, is like your regular cat. Not afraid to get down dirty, go outside, go hunting, all those sorts of things. Anyway, the, series revolves more around them. While we do follow Kathleen Paulson, and Kathleen Paulson is a librarian, don't go into this series for the library side of things, because that's not what we are here for. We are here for the cats, who are always going to inspire Kathleen to try and solve whatever mystery has come up. So if you are a lover of cats, I highly recommend picking up this series, and it is so cozy and so warm and so fun. I cannot wait to get into this next one. Massive shout out to my dear friend Jane for getting me onto this series, because I'm so enjoying it so much. Thank you so much, Jane. My next SAS list book is book number 4 in the Salem B&B Cozy Mystery series by Tracy Wilton. It is called Mrs. Morris and the Sorceress, and there's Silver the cat on the cover. I love this series so much. So the basic setup for this one is that we follow, Charlene Morris, who used to be married, and so hence the name Mrs. Morris on every cover of every book. in this series. She ends up taking a sea change, a life change, moving from another state, I don't remember where, in America, to Salem, Massachusetts, where she has purchased to keep a long story short, a mansion that she's turned into a B&B. And in book 1, we meet a ghost that resides in that B&B, and I want to say Kathleen there, Charlene, ends up trying to solve what happened to him and why he was murdered and whatever. And then he, whose name is Jack, ends up staying for the rest of the series, which I really do appreciate. I loved book 1. I loved book 3. Book 2 was a little bit too much on the paranormal side. I hope this one is not that much on the paranormal side, given that it's Mrs. Morris and the sorceress. We'll see how we go. But all in all, I do love this series and I'm looking forward to getting back to it. My final Sassus book for the month of June is one that I'm very excited to get to because I didn't get to this series in the month of May because I overdid the series reading 2 books in the month of April. But that is book number 5 in the Inn at Holiday Bay Cozy Mystery series by Kathy Daly, and it is called Haunting in the Hallway. So in this series, we follow Abby Sullivan, who has purchased a B&B that she's done up in Holiday Bay in Maine, and the first 4 books were all about her getting the B&B ready. And to quote Miranda Priestley from Devil Wears Prada, "Why is nobody ready?" This book is going to be the first one where the B&B is open. We're going to have the guests coming in. Sorry, not the B&B, the inn. I keep doing that. The inn is going to be open. We're going to have guests coming in. I am really excited. I cannot wait. This is why I'm here. I'm here for the inn, and it all starts right now, or very soon anyway. So now moving on to my A to Z bingo board section, and I've already read book 1 in this series, so when I read this next book that I'm about to show you, I can cross off this prompt, which is prompt number A. It is the A Witch's Cat Cozy Mystery series by Delia James. I've already read book 1. Book 2 is called By Familiar Means. I loved book 1 so much. It was a very special cozy to me. So in this one, we follow Annabelle Britton. And Annabelle finds out that there's more to her than meets the eye. She's a witch, and she, goes on a bit of a journey. Let's just put it that way. Try and keep it short and sweet. Book 1 was just so special. I loved it so much. I just felt like I connected with so many things in that first book. I gave it an overwhelming 5 stars. So I'm definitely looking forward to finishing this one. I don't promise to continue on the series regardless of how this book goes in 2025, but more than likely, if I don't, I will continue it on in 2026. But, I love this series. It has a very special place in my heart. Next up in my A to Z section, I have my letter E prompt. I've also read book 1 in that series, so this will be book 2. It is a Linda Riley series. I highly recommend reading The Grilled Cheese Shop. I love that so much. This is another series that she writes. It's called the A Cat Lady Mystery series. Book number 2 being called Claws of Death. So from what I remember with this one, we follow our main character whose name is, I do not remember, Lara? I think her name is Lara Caphart. I hope so. Anyway, we follow a main character whose aunt or grandma, I'm so sorry, I can't remember what family member she is, but she goes to see a family member who is having an operation on her legs, and so she goes to help her. This family member lives with an abundance of cats, but that just made book 1 in this series that I read in May even more cozy. I love the way that it ended, and it seems like we may get even more cats in this book, so that's going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm looking forward to getting onto this one as well. Next up in the A to Z section is book series F on my A to Z bingo board. It is book number 2 in the Undercover Dish Cozy Mystery series by Julia Buckley called Cheddar Off Dead, which is a title that you may know from another popular series. But anyway, this is the Undercover Dish version, and really cute book, by the way. I had some issues with book number 1 in this series. We follow Lila Drake, who is an anonymous chef, I guess. She makes dishes for people anonymously and gives it to them, and then her clients can claim they made it themselves. I thought that the book was good. I just thought that there were some issues that I had, so I'm really hoping that things turn around for me with book number 2. We'll see how we go, but I am still curious to see it. I hope we lean a little more on the cozy side and that it gets a little more culinary in book number 2 than book number 1 did, but I am still eagerly anticipating getting into it because, book 1 was precisely that. It was book 1. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Julia Buckley takes book 1 and moves forward with book 2. Next up in the A to Z section is prompt number G, which is from a series that I read book 1. I loved it so much. It is the Bake Shop Cozy Mystery Series by Ellie Alexander. I loved book 1. We'll talk about that in my monthly wrap. This is book number 2, A Batter of Life and Death. This is as culinary as I need it to be. If you are a fan of culinary cozies, if you are a fan of Shakespeare, if you're a fan of theatre, if you're a fan of all three, you need to read this series. It is extremely culinary when it needs to be. It is extremely theatrical, as in they're a theatre town when it needs to be. It just gave me everything I needed and more. I cannot wait to get back into this world. But hold your horses, because the next book that I plan to read is the series in my K section in my A to Z bingo board, and I am so thankful for so many things in my life, but when I found out that I had access to the audiobooks in this series, I was thanking everyone. I was just like, I am the most lucky person in the whole world. I finally get to read it. Now it needs to not let me down, because I am that eagerly anticipating it. I'm hoping it's not going to let me down. It is book number 1 in the A Year-Round Christmas Mystery Series by Vicky Delaney, and it is called Rest Ye Murdered Gentlemen, and the cover could not be any more adorable if you tried. If you tried. It is so adorable. So I don't know a lot about this one, but all I do know is that we follow our main character who runs a Christmas decoration shop, and something happens with a float that she's arranging. I mean, the fact that the series is literally called A Year-Round Christmas Mystery Series makes me really, really happy. So the reason I'm reading this book, book 1, in June, is because I actually plan to upgrade this from my A to Z bingo board into my SAS list section after I've read the first 2. And if I read one of these books per month, then in December, I'll be reading the most recent release in this series. So if you've read this, let me know what you thought, because I am like almost too eagerly anticipating this one with the gorgeous dog on the cover. Woo! So now we're on to my spares section, and as I say, I don't promise to get through any of the spares, but I do hope to, because I'm excited about all of them, and if I don't get to them, they will be put on my July TBR, because each and every single one has been going, yes, I need to read you, and I need to read you now, but the priority is the SAS list and the A to Z bingo board first. Okay, if there are 2 things I love as themes more than anything else in Cozy Mysteries, it is my senior citizen sleuths and my animals. And you're going to see a lot of that coming up right now. The first book in my spares section, which is technically book number 12 on my TBR for the month of June, is one that I am so excited about. It is called the Essie Cobb Senior Sleuth Mystery Series. That's all I need to know. Senior Sleuth Mystery Series. Hello, why am I not reading this? Book number, it's by Patricia Rockwell, and book number 1 is called Bingoed. I love it. Bingoed, elderly sleuths. I really hope that I get to this one, because I need to read this. I need to read it now. Oh my gosh, Patricia Rockwell. Thank you for writing a series literally called the Senior Sleuth Mystery Series. I am so excited. I feel like this is made for me. So now let's talk animals. The 13th book that I plan to read in the month of June has me really excited. Hopefully I get to it, because it is a cozy mystery written, I kid you not, from the perspective of the animal. And I mean, the animal is literally the sleuth. Get out, town. Hold the phone. How did I not know about this? It is book number 1 in the Mysteries of Max Cozy Mystery series. And that book number 1 is by Nick Saint. And it is called Perfect Murder. Perfect Murder. I cannot wait to read a cozy mystery where the amateur sleuth is a cat and we're following the cat working out the mystery. Where has this book been? Just like with the Elsie? What was her name? Essie Cobb. Where has this book been as much as this one? Where have these ones been? How have I not been reading these books? So excited to get to that one. Next up, speaking of senior citizens, we don't necessarily follow a senior citizen, but we follow someone who's not a senior citizen who's going to be surrounded by senior citizens. And one of those senior citizens is probably the person who did whatever needs to be solved with this mystery. It is book number 1 in the A Tuscan Valley Retirement Community Cozy Mystery series by Marcy Blessy, and it is called Dying to Go, parentheses, Nothing to Gush About. Okay, so in this one, we are going to follow, I'll just grab her name, Rosie Laurie, okay, 39-year-old Rosie Laurie, named Rosophia DeRoche after her mother's beloved Golden Girls. I mean, enough said, right? Anyway, as this beginning of this premise says, she's 39. All I remember from the premise is she's down on her luck, so she decides to go visit, I think it's her mum or her grandma, whatever it is, in the nursing home and claim to be one of the residents. I am so there. Yes. Let's just go to the nursing home, be around all the old folks, and a mystery ensues at the home. Yes. Oh my goodness, how am I not hearing about these cozies? They sound like they were written for me. And next up, we're going back to animals for cozies. Book number 15, my 4th spare cozy for the month of June, is book number 1 in the A Case for the Master Sleuths cozy mystery series by Alex Wagner. And book number 1 is called Cats and Other Calamities. And let me tell you why I'm interested in this one. A moment ago, I showed you all Perfect Murder, where we follow the cat as the amateur sleuth. We should be fair, right? And read a cozy mystery where we follow a dog. So, this is, oh gosh, what is the dog's name? Athos, something like that. He is, a husky, Alaska Malamute, I assume. That's what he looks like. Anyway, and he is I believe Athos is a he. No, Athos is a she. I'm so glad I read the premise. Athos, she is the amateur sleuth. So, we'll read about the cat solving the crime, then we'll read about the dog solving the crime, and the only thing I know is that while the dog is trying to solve the crime, hello, here's a kitten that's gonna join the dog trying to solve the crime. Yes! It's right up my alley. The final book that I probably won't get to in the month of June, but that's on my TBR, my final spare cozy, is book number 1 in the A Molly Gray mystery series. This is also penned as a Christian cozy mystery series. I don't mind Christian cozies. It's totally fine for me. I don't even know why they need to be separated. It is what it is. It's a cozy mystery series where the amateur sleuth has some sort of faith that they believe in. That's totally fine. It is what it is. I'm not there to go to church and preach. I'm there to just follow who they are regardless of what they believe in. So I don't care. I'm happy to read Christian cozies. That's totally fine. But anyway, this first book is called Wedding Cake Wipeout. It's by Donna Doyle, and all I know is that we have an elderly grandma. We are elderlying it up in the month of June. Let's elder our way to the heavens. Yeah, as we read this one. So all I know is that we follow, what's her name? Mrs. Molly Gertrude Gray, the gentle aging owner of the Cozy Bridal Agency, an agency that has been a name in the matchmaking business for decades. And I believe, because it says Wedding Cake Wipeout, that something's probably going to go down at a wedding. And again, we have a senior trying to solve the case. Do I need to hear more? Then we have a senior trying to solve the case at a wedding. No, my friends, I definitely don't need to hear more. I am totally up for this. And now for everyone's favourite game that we have upgraded and now like to call Please Don't Bury Mr. Francy Alive under all of these books, otherwise entitled Up, 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 Up. I'm so nervous they're going to crush me. These are all the 16 books that I plan to get to in the month of June. I'm sorry, it's just, there's no greater heresy for me than dropping a book. So I'm just trying to make sure they're all okay. Okay, we good. Okay. Those are all the books that I plan to get to in the month of June. Once again, 2025. Once again, I do not promise to get to all of them. I recently took a couple of mental health days that did not include reading for me, and it really did me the world of good and allowed me to refresh. So while I have the 16 books there and there's an implied promise that I'll get to all of them, I just want to say right off the bat, I'm not making promises for the spare ones. I absolutely do want to continue on and get through my SAS list. I absolutely do want to continue on and get through my A to Z bingo board. I really want to read the spares, but if I don't get to them or all of them or some sort of combination of that, then that's okay, because they can go on to my July TBR. But in the meantime, that is where I am going to leave it. What books are you planning on reading the month of June? In fact, which one are you, or two or three, are you most eagerly anticipating? Have you got any cozies that you plan to read? Let me know that as well. Now, we also have a lovely prompting game that we're going to be playing, which can be adapted for cozy mysteries and outside of cozy mysteries for the month of, June, and it will continue on June and further. That will be exclusively hosted over on my Discord. So if you'd like to join this fun little prompting game that we're going to play, you'll need to join Discord, because I'm going to be talking about that exclusively over there. So please do feel free to come along to join that. And I will see you in the next video when I'm going to be doing my part 1 of my monthly wrap. I will have, by the time we get to the end of today, hopefully, read 15 cozies, and there's just no way I can do all 15 in one video, keep it as short as possible. It's just not going to happen. It's not fair enough to the books and what I want to say about them. So I'll do 2 parts of monthly wraps, a part 1 and a part 2. And then after that, I will do a reading vlog. And then after that, I will probably do a, responding to your comments video, and then after that we can do some more new releases. It's the end of one month and the start of another. There's a lot of housekeeping that gets done, and when we get to the end of June, we're going to be halfway through the year. Can someone explain how that's happened? Because I honestly don't know. I hope that you have an amazing day. In the words of the reporter in Princess Diaries number 2, keep your eggs sunny side up. Have yourself a nice cup of tea. This is so refreshing. It's peach and pineapple. Very nice. And I will see you in the next one. Do not forget to sparkle your week, month, through. Woo! I'm letting you all go. Peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind. Please do love one another and spread that sparkling energy that you have, that you continue to give to yourself throughout the world. Spread it. Yeah! And until next time, I love you all so much. Woo! Happy reading. Bye, everyone!